Okay, I'm back again. Had to figure out the first little step there. So, today it's the day before my birthday. I have done a lot of journal reflections and things, and so I'm going to read some of my journal reflections and just reflecting on my life. And again, this is for my babies, for myself, for my family. So, um one thing I'm going to start out with is I love quotes in all different types of things, but one of my favorite ones is Rumi, and this is the one that I wrote down in this notebook. This was a gift. This notebook was a gift from my friend Sarah. She went on a trip. She always brings back little notebooks and things for me, so you'll see a lot of these in my podcast or in this video. Our task is not to seek love, but merely seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Rumi. And I think when I think of quotes like that, I'm very deeply drawn to poetry, lyrics, people like Watsky, just laying it down, hard facts, but sometimes with lots of different poems and poetry or way things are expressed in different ways with metaphors can really start to see. And I think it wasn't until I stopped trying to control whatever was there, not allowing it to come up to the surface, that I was just holding myself back. And I continue to hold myself back through that process. And it was allowing myself to be open and free and just realizing what are the barriers that are holding myself? Why do I react the way I do? And in the end too, it comes back to loving myself, respecting myself, um, standing up for myself, but not in the way that I think people think. It's not like defending yourself. It's knowing what's true for you and not letting other people clog that up, muddy your water. You know what I mean? I think that's part of it, in different ways, and finding what boundaries work for you. And so there's this, I don't know where this one, I wrote it down from somewhere. I'm not sure who wrote it. But fear of walking alone in the dark as a child. We might smile, of course, at the naivety of their fear and its unnecessary presence in their lives when they are simply going upstairs. But it is a picture of what we are all like with the unknown and what we cannot control. What kind of person simply walks through deepest darkness? Only the person who has no reason to fear it. Seeing the steady advance of a soul unafraid to die is one of the most privileged sights you can have. Such as repose comes from knowing that this is the shepherd's path and that this is how he leads. Oh, this is from Psalm 23, the book I read. And I think too, I think when you're with somebody and they're dying, and you're with yourself and those darkest parts of yourself, it comes, there's nowhere you can be. You can only be right there. You can only be in that present moment. That's the only thing that truly matters. Anything outside of that, it's like, what's the gain? What's the question behind it? What's the deeper layer there? And I think that's what's really cool about just coming into myself and taking the time to not let every thought stick with me, not let everything that came to the surface know that that's my identity. And I think that was the biggest thing, of letting go of identities, letting go of titles, letting go of a lot of that. And that kind of comes from your ego. And Eckhart Tolle touches a lot on ego, and I'm drawing a blank, but it'll come to me, the other book. Oh, The Power of Now. And The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle is another great book, and just a way of just like being in these present moments, and they have so many videos online. And where is our nervous system being directed to? How is it being, what's coming upon it? And so here's some more of some readings I have in here that will just spark something in me. The old healer to the soul. It's not your back that hurts, but the burden. It's not your eyes that hurt, but injustice. It's not your head that hurts. It's your thoughts. It's not the throat, but what you don't express or what you say with anger. It's not the stomach that hurts, but what the soul does not digest. And it's not the liver that hurts. It's anger. It's not your heart that hurts, but the seeming imperfections of love and life. But it is the pure power of the essence of love itself that contains a most powerful medicine. Our task is not to seek love, but to merely seek and find all the barriers within ourselves that you have built against it. Again, repeating that one. A lot of times you'll see where I'll find something and repeat it again because it's like I want to imprint that in my mind. Because we don't have a hard time finding love. We have a hard time letting it in. And man, I remember there were so many times as a woman in my life, women letting me know what they thought my life should look like, and we do that, right? We do that just because we see someone hurting. We're like, I want to fix this pain for them. But truly it's you are the center of it. You are the person that has to come back to you. You are the person that has to see your worth and your truth and let it unfold. What is your why? Why do I react this way? Is it something that's trapped in the body? Like I'm starting to come into somatics, and I kind of just continue to let my intuition come. I'm listening to that more. I'm allowing things to flow to me more, however that wants to, however that looks. But within that, I'm learning more about it and how our body's so connected. And, I have shoulder, I have so many injuries. I have shoulder, I have chest, I have knee injuries. I've had 3 C-sections. Like there's a lot of things where it's trying to block energy. And so I've really had to come and it's like, how do I move that energy? How do I get it going? Like fascia release, just rubbing your face. And sometimes it's like, we don't have to be hard. We can just be so gentle. And sometimes that gentle touch might just be what we need, down our neck, and all these areas that we just kind of, we ignore, you know what I mean? And letting go. And when we put clothes on it, sometimes, for some people, it can be very restricting and uncomfortable. And it's just listening to your body, finding what works best for you. And that's really what a lot of this, discovering the ego, where people operate from. I mean, we all operate from it, discernment, not always listening. Not every voice that comes through is something that needs to be jumped upon or something that's factual true. You can watch it like a river float on by, Um, hmm. If you think you know, be suspicious of what makes you so sure. Jeannie. This is another book a dear friend of mine let me read. Isolated and Oneness, Returning to Divinity by Jeannie. And talks a lot about just your consciousness and coming into it a lot. And it's cool because everybody, like, we always want to say, like, we have the greatest thing, we can do this, we have all these awesome tools, but we're still like taking feedback, we're taking stories, we're taking narrative from other people around us. It's not really like, are you listening to your body? Are you listening to yourself? And there's so many times where I've realized, there was a long time where everybody was ice bathing at the gym. Everybody's like, ice bathing, yeah, you get in the ice bath? It's like, no, not getting in the ice bath. We live in Colorado, it's cold. And for me, getting into the ice bath, I have lots of things trapped into my body. I feel everything. I feel energy, I feel everything. I've always been this emotionally attuned child my whole life. I feel a shift in energy. I get drained very easily. And so ice bathing for me, it was freezing up my body. It was making my fascia so stiff where it felt like I couldn't move because I had so much pain within myself that I hadn't released yet. And so in that way, I wasn't doing it because everybody else was doing it. And maybe I would put my feet in, I'd put my legs in. Like that was what I could tolerate. And that was good for me. My husband, he went on a very, very strict carnivore. And for him, it had to be that strict for him to heal. Um, that's what it had to be for him. But that's not everyone's story. That's not everyone's history. There could be certain things in your life that affect you where maybe you can't eat a certain way. You know what I mean? And I think it's just about adapting and doing what works best for you. And that's ultimately what it is in the presence of the listening well, my space I'm creating for people to come to. It's like more of like a heart journey for me. It's like I just want people to feel seen. There's so many times where we don't want to talk to mom and dad. We don't want to talk to our husband. We don't want to talk to our best friend. They tell us what we don't want to hear sometimes. But maybe sometimes we need to step back, come into that space, and you just need someone to sit there and not say anything, not evaluate you, not have a name title behind who they are. They're just a person. They're just another soul navigating this space as well. And I think that's what it's about, right? That's what the listening well is. That's what conversations are. There's so many times, people are texting on their phone and trying to be with you at the same time. And I'm realizing for myself, it's like, I'm going to honor myself. If you want to be with me, you'll be here. You won't be on your phone. And that's okay. There's no hurt feelings. I'm not holding that against you. I'm moving on, doing what's best for me. And that's the best we can do. Here's a reflection. Oh, this one's beautiful. Nurturing that inner child, realizing everyone around you is reactions of a child, how they perceive the road, helping them to learn about flow, ego, wanting to control, and breaking that down, because with everything, the roots run very deep. I think we will have more babies is what I wrote, to spread the love and the reminder of love. Grandparents get to live their kids twice if they're able to be present. If we give children time to gather their thoughts, it will be really cool to see what happens. And I think that's it. We're all just children walking this path of life. And we're in a society where we want results. We want, show me what's next. Show me the answer. Show me the way. But maybe it's okay to not know. Maybe that's what this is all about. Not knowing, connecting to who you are, to your soul, to what feels right with you. When we were hurt, we like to give our hurt to other people, sometimes intentionally, other times not so much. I feel fall in the air. It feels so wonderful. I cannot wait to go into the mountains, get away from the city. It truly is so busy. Definitely need to go do homeschool in different areas in the van. That would make it more exciting, like the nature in Manitou or Green Mountain Falls, so that we're not always surrounded by the energy here in Briargate. A lot of energy moving around, being near that hospital. Think about that. Lots of lives probably moving through that vessel. The vibrations of the ocean being underneath your feet and carrying through. Wow, how amazing that truly is. As a young adult or kid, I truly always did physically better in sports and everything in a fasted state. It's vibing with the fast. I can just tell the difference in my body, and it is incredible. Remember, we have everything we need. And this was anticipating when we were getting ready to move. We were in the unknown period. I'm also prepared if it takes a little longer to get there when we were talking about our move to California. We will navigate the best we know how to. We are all so very adaptable, thanks to my husband. I love being able to be with my children each and every day. It is truly so wonderful thinking of Cassius answering the doctor's questions. This was August of last year, 2025. It was so funny. Ezekiel, so sweet, caring, but loves his jokes. I love watching him with Papa. They are quite something else. These girls are so themselves. And they are surrounded by friends in which they can be themselves. Zenovia was doing Splunkna sessions and with one of my dear friends, Brandy, and after the session, she's been able to express a lot more hurt in her body. This is good for us all. Oh, Finny, how her energy just shines. She shines. I love how she gets to be her free spirit now. I hope they will be done. I hope they will be, oh, and it's just talking about the street. The more I can show up present for this life, getting tasks done, prayer, continuously for protecting my energy, I can do it. Let it be free, and just be. Um, you know, I was in Montessori for 10 years. I learned everything about that, about being present with the children, and still in a system designed by education. It was still trying to be so rigid, and a certain way. And that's really hard, for some kids who don't live that way. And that was like what Montessori was trying to attract all the kids who don't live that way, help them to see themselves, to be present, to observe them. And I think being Finny she's always been a wild energy since she was little. And I think there was a period of her life where she couldn't hear or see, and we really didn't know that. But it developed to who she is, and who she's very free with her body. She loves hard. Her feelings get hurt very intensely, but she's just the spirit, and just coming into that, and like what that looks like for kids, and how you can be there for them and present in those moments. And just reflecting on that in this moment. And yeah, so I'm going to end this. I'm going to maybe just sit here for a minute, take a deep breath, and I'll read maybe something from Eckhart Tolle as we bow out of here. But again, thanks for being here in this space. This second video was not so scary, felt a little bit of a flow. I'm excited. One of the things I like to reflect on with moving, right? I have so many journals I've written in, and I think to myself, one day, my kids or my great grandkids or somebody, they're gonna go through all these journals and be like, what is this woman talking about? And maybe they compare it with this and have some more clarity, because I know I tend to be all over the place. But I'm finding when I'm slowing down, slowing my breath, being aware of where my breath is coming into, I'm able to come into there. So let's just take a minute here. I'll just take a breath, and then breathe in through your nose. And for this, it's whatever feels good for you, whatever feels connected for you. I like to breathe in through my nose. And as I do that, I act as if there's a line coming straight down. And maybe that line can't be connected all the way, but bringing it all the way down to the stomach. The phrase that I've been using for myself lately is, I'm safe. I'm held. I don't need to hold myself up all the time anymore. I'm safe where I am. I'm allowed to be where I am. I'm allowed to be who I am. Thank you. Let me see if there's something I can read in here real fast. And then this is a drawing that Zenobia made for me. It's like old. I think she made this like when she was in 1st or 2nd grade, and she's in 6th grade now. So used to love chai. Here's a good thing to end on: the secret of happiness. There are stories the ego creates to convince you that you cannot be at peace now or cannot be fully yourself now. Be at peace and being you, who you are, that is being yourself, are one. The ego says, maybe at some point in the future, I can be at peace if this, that, or the other happiness, or obtain this or become that. Or it says, I can never be at peace because of something that happened in the past. Listen to people's stories, and they could all be entitled, Why I Cannot Be at Peace Now. The ego doesn't know that your only opportunity for being at peace is now. So maybe it does know, and it is afraid that you may find this out. Peace, after all, is the end of the ego. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.